anatta, non-self, not other. If you contemplate in this way, this is called vipassana. When your vipassana insight becomes mature, when you reach up to sankharupaka jnana stage, the knowledge of equanimity towards formations, at that time you can emphasize jhana dhammas. For example, you should practice anapana bhajana. You should re-establish your bhajana, anapana bhajana. Imagine from bhajana, you should contemplate bhajana dhammas as nature or dukkha or anatta. Then you should again re-establish your second jhana concentration. Imagine from second jhana, then you should contemplate second jhana dhammas as nature, dukkha and anatta. Again, you re-establish your anapana jhana concentration. Imagine from that jhana, you should contemplate these jhana dhammas as nature, dukkha and anatta. Again, you should re-establish your anapana jhana concentration. Imagine from anapana jhana concentration, you should contemplate these jhana dhammas as nature, dukkha and anatta. While you are contemplating in this way, while you are contemplating jhana dhammas as nature, dukkha, anatta, at that time you may realize nibbana by path and fruition knowledge. Again, if you practice in the same way successfully, then you may attain up to rahat stage. When you are realizing nibbana by your rahat path knowledge, after contemplating anapana jhana dhammas as nature or dukkha or anatta, then your arahat knowledge is associated with jhana. This is supramundane jhana. That supramundane jhana based on vipassana insight. If you practice vipassana systematically, one day you may attain this highest jhana arahat knowledge. That arahat knowledge can destroy all defilements completely without remainder. If you attain your arahat destroys the defilements completely without remainder. Because of this reason, your karmas, wholesome karmas and unwholesome karmas, no energy to produce its result. They cannot produce new existence, new aggregates after parinibbana. So, if you attain rahat stage, all wholesome karmas and unwholesome karmas also no power to produce new aggregates or new existence after parinibbana. So this is final cessation. If you want, you should try to distinguish mundane jhana and supramundane jhana. Mundane jhana cannot destroy defilements completely without remainder. Only just can remove temporarily only. But supramundane jhana can destroy the defilements completely without remainder. But to attain supramundane jhana, how you should practice? This is very important. In our beginning of Dhamma talk, we mentioned Aswakaya Sutta. Again, I will try to repeat this Sutta again. Because I say that the destruction of the things is for those who sees and knows, not for one who does not know and does not see. Because I say that the destruction of the thing is for one who knows and sees, not for one who does not know and does not see. For one who knows what, for one who sees what, that the destruction of the deeds comes about. The destruction of the deeds comes about for one who knows and sees. This is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha cittaja. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya cittaja. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha cittaja. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Because it is for one who knows thus, it is for one who sees thus, that the destruction of the taints or defilements comes about. So the destruction of defilements is for one who knows and sees Four Noble Truths in the right way. Without understanding Four Noble Truths, you cannot attain highest jhana or you cannot become arahat. If you cannot become arahat, then you cannot destroy defilements completely without remainder. If you cannot destroy the defilements completely without remainder, then your wholesome karmas and unwholesome karmas will produce new existence, new 5 aggregates after death. So there will be no final cessation. So please remember these facts carefully.
The other question is there a correlationship between, is there any relationship between jhanas and 4 stages of sainthood?
Yes, if they practice jhana, based on jhana, if they practice to understand ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality, there is causal relationship between jhana and sainthood. Because jhana produces a strong powerful light. Because of this reason, with the assistance of that light, if they discern ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, they can easily understand or clearly understand ultimate materiality and mentality. If they discern dependent origination, they can clearly understand 5 past causes produce present 5 results or 5 aggregates, 5 clinging aggregates. Because of the rising of 5 past causes, present 5 aggregates rise. Because of the rising of 5 present causes, future 5 aggregates rise. In this way, they can clearly understand and easily understand. This is the causal relationship between dukkha cittaja Dhamma and samudaya cittaja Dhamma. Based on this jhana dhammas in every sitting, if they contemplate these formations as nature, dukkha, anatta, their wisdom faculty also becomes sharp because of the concentration. Samahito yatha buddha jhanati pasati. One who has enough concentration, the concentrated mind can understand the dhammas as they really are. So because of this reason, if they practice systematically in this way, when they are inside vipassana become mature, one day they may realize nibbana. Nibbana is nirodha cittaja, the complete cessation of suffering. Then path knowledge which realize nibbana associated with 8 noble eightfold path. This noble eightfold path which are associated with path knowledge is called the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So based on jhana, if they practice vipassana systematically, one day when they realize nibbana, they understand 4 noble truths. If they understand 4 noble truths stage by stage by path and fruition knowledges, then their path and fruition knowledge also may associated with jhana dhammas. Previously we had talked. If they, when they are contemplating for jhana dhammas, at that time also they may realize nibbana or when they are contemplating second jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, anatta, at that time also they may realize nibbana. When they are contemplating that jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, or anatta, at that time also they may realize nibbana. When they are contemplating fourth jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, or anatta, at that time also they may realize nibbana. This is the causal relationship with both stages. But you should not understand jhana dhammas superficially. In five jhana there are 34 mental formations. In second jhana there are 32 mental formations. In third jhana and fourth jhana there are 31 mental formations. What are 34? What are 32? What are 31? Please practice practically. Do you want to listen? Question answers. Okay. Another question answers. Do you want to listen? Then if you want to listen, please wait for a few minutes, about 10 minutes.
The second question is, what do the terms dry arahant and wet arahant mean? Dry arahant, wet arahant, wet. Yeah.
Sukha Vibhasaka and Samatha Yanika. There are two types of arahants. Sukha Vibhasaka means who do not practice jhana dhammas, but they practice up to excess concentration stage, not jhana stage. For example, if they want to practice vipassana directly, they should first practice 4 elements meditation. If you practice 4 elements meditation, if you see kalāpas, and if you can discern 4 elements in each kalāpa, this is the last stage of samatha as well as beginning stage of vipassana. So again they continue to discern derivative rūpa such as color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, etc. After discerning ultimate materiality, they again discern ultimate mentality. Then they discern dependent origination. Ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality are dukkha, cittaja, dhammas, the noble truth of suffering. Dependent origination is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, cittaja, dhamma. So they already understand 2 noble truths. These 2 noble truths are called sankhara formations because they have their own respective cause. Their cause produce these formations, so they are called sankhara formations. You must contemplate these formations as anicca, dukkha, anatta systematically according to vipassana insight knowledge stages. One day when your insight becomes mature, you may realize nibbana. That nibbana is called the cessation of suffering, noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha cittaja. The path knowledge which realizes nibbana is associated with noble eightfold path. These noble eightfold paths are called the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So they understand 4 noble truths, stage by stage. Stage by stage means up to arhat stage. So if they understand 4 noble truths up to arhat stage, such type of arhats are called sukha vibhasaka arhats, drying vibhasaka arhats. Dry means there is no jhana dhammas. They practice pure vipassana only. So such type of arhats are called sutta vibhasaka persons or sukha vibhasaka arhats, dry vibhasaka arhats. But the other arhats, they practice jhana dhammas. Based on jhana dhammas, they practice systematically vipassana up to Arhat stage. So they are called samatha yanika arahats, but they translate wet. There is the stickiness of jhana.
The third question is, do I have to go through different jhana before doing vipassana meditation? Can I go straight to vipassana without going through jhana stages? I think this answers.
Same meaning.
The fourth question, Sayadaw, you said that after we emerge from the jhana, after emerging from jhana, we have to discern Bhāvanā state and the 5 jhana factors. How do we know that what we see in our heart base Bhāvanā, and that what we see in our heart base Bhāvanā and the jhana factors? Do we naturally know when we see them? How do we know that what we see is Bhāvanā, what we see is Bhāvanā and the 5 jhana factors?
What is this? Please try to answer. What is this? This is finger. How do you know this is finger? Say. If you have the light of wisdom because of jhana, if you pay attention inside your interior of your heart, you can see these 5 jhana factors. How do you see? How we can see? How do you see this one? So, please have enough competence to the Buddha's teaching. If you practice systematically according to Buddha's teaching, then you can see. Because there is one important sutta called Anubbhata Sutta. That sutta is taught because of Venerable Sariputta. Sariputta is not famous at the beginning stage of our Buddha's dispensation. But Venerable Mahamoggallana are very famous because he go to Deva world, come back. Which type of devas are such and such wholesome dhammas accumulated in previous life, so they became devas. Again he visit to hell. Such and such persons go to the hell because of such and such unwholesome dhammas which they had accumulated as a human being. In this way he tried to murder, so he became popular. But Venerable Sariputta is not like that. So Buddha is waiting for opportunity to preach this sutta. One day he got opportunity because the listeners are the persons who had a lot of pious faith to the Venerable Sariputta. So at that time Buddha taught this sutta. In that sutta, Venerable Sariputta entered into 5 jhana. Imagine from 5 jhana, he contemplates 5 jhana dhammas one by one as anicca, dukkha, anatta. But if you cannot see anapanna nimitta, patibhaga nimitta, and then if you cannot discern bhavanga, then how you can understand jhana factors without seeing these 2 dhammas? Anapanna patibhaga nimitta and bhavanga mindo. What is bhavanga mindo? You do not understand. What is anapanna patibhaga nimitta? You do not understand. Without understanding by imagination, if you ask such type of question, how do you see this bhavanga? Say.
The 5th question, Bhante, for keen, serious practitioner, is the application of Abhidhamma relevant for meditation practice? If so, so far has the tool of Pattāna been applied to Satipatthana meditation? Most grateful for your sharing and kind advice on practical aspects. Thank you, Bhante. What he asks is is Abhidhamma something practical? Is it relevant to our meditation practice? The Abhidhamma knowledge. Because some people think that it is not necessary to study Abhidhamma. You can just meditate. And
maybe there are two types of persons who first try to understand Abhidhamma thoroughly, then they practice practically. But some meditators, they go together, learning and practical knowledge together. For example, hardness. This is earth element. How do you discern hardness? Please buy both tea. Okay. Then please try to see hardness throughout the body. So in this way, if we teach, if you can discern hardness throughout the body, it is enough. This is, we can say, learning as well as practical knowledge. Learning knowledge as well as practical knowledge. Then roughness. How you should try to discern roughness? We teach one by one. If you can discern these 28 types of rūpas, 28 types of materiality, one by one, then it is okay. So theory and practical we usually teach together. But for some meditators, first they study Abhidhamma as well as Visuddhimagga, etc. The path of purification, etc. It is also good. Good means they have enough competence. How I must practice? If I want to practice Vipassana, how I should practice? They have enough competence. So at that time, with enough competence, if they practice practically under the guidance of teacher, it is also very good. So both are good. So if you want to learn Abhidhamma, at least 28 types of rūpa, 52 types of mentality, cetasikas, different types of cittaja, consciousness. And they are cognitive process. 6 types of cognitive process only. And the wholesome dhammas, unwholesome dhammas, etc. It is also good. After that, if you understand this nama rūpa lining knowledge, then if you practice practically, it is also good. No problem. Better.
The 6th question is, what are the main differences between practicing to realize arahatship and bodhisattva?
Bodhisattvas, they must fulfill 10 paramis, at least 4 incalculable aeons and 100,000. 4 incalculable aeons and 100,000 aeons. But arahats are not necessary to fulfill such a long time, 10 paramis. They must fulfill 2 paramis. Number 1 is adhikara. Number 2 is chanda. What is adhikara? What is chanda? Chanda is strong desire to attain rahatship. Do you want to become rahat? Do you want? If you want to become rahat, can you renounce your household life? Can you renounce? If you have no strong desire, how you can attain rahatship? This is very important. If he is like Venerable Sariputta, they can renounce their household life. If they are sure to attain rahatship, they can easily renounce. They do not see anything. Only they see rahatship only. In the same way, you should have enough strong desire. This is important. But this desire alone not enough. You must have enough adhikara. What is adhikara? Adhikara means charana parami and vajja parami. These 2 types of paramis are necessary for savakas, disciples of the Buddha. there are 15 Charana Dhammas and 8 Vajja Dhammas. Among 8 Vajja Dhammas, Vipassana insight is important, others are not so important for attaining Arhatship. But there are 15 Charana Dhammas, Charana Paramis. These are very important. I will explain one by one later. So there are 15 Charana Dhammas. Charana Dhammas are number 1 is purification of bhaju. If you become bhikkhu, then bhikkhu Sila is necessary. If you are lay devotee, then at least 5 precepts are necessary. If you can try, then 8 precepts, 10 precepts, it is good, no problem. So purification of bhaju is necessary. This is number 1. Number 2 is guarding, controlling faculties. How you should try to guard your faculties? You must practice samatha or vipassana. When you are practicing samatha, you must always keep your mind in your meditation object. When you are practicing vipassana, you must always keep your mind in your vipassana meditation object. So this is at the time only you can guard your faculties. Through faculties, not to visit to your mind defilements. You must protect these defilements. Number 3 is Bhojane Madhyanyutta. You must try to understand your food. How you should try to understand your food? You should try to understand your situation. If you eat a lot unsuitable food, then you cannot meditate well. Is it true? So you should try to understand your situation while you are taking food. If you do not take enough food, at the time also you cannot meditate because you are very weak. So you cannot meditate. So you should try to understand your situation while you are taking your food. Then number 4 is Jagriya Nuyoga. Jagriya Nuyoga means within 24 hours you should try to sleep about 4 hours only. The remaining 20 hours you must practice diligently, continuously. This is called Jagriya Nuyoga. If you want to become Arahant, you must try. You should not smile. No? Another one is Saddha Saddhamma, 7 noble dhammas. What are 7 noble dhammas? Number 1 is Saddha, competence. You should have enough competence in Buddha, in Dhamma and Sangha. You should have enough competence in 3 trainings: the training of morality, the training of concentration, the training of wisdom. You should have enough competence in past 5 aggregates. You should have enough competence in future 5 aggregates. You should have enough competence in both past 5 aggregates as well as in future 5 aggregates. Then you should have enough competence dependent origination. Such type of saddha competence is necessary when you are practicing meditation. Number 2 is sati, mindfulness. Mindfulness on your meditation object is very important. If you have no mindfulness, then concentration cannot follow after your mindfulness. When your mindfulness becomes powerful one, then concentration will follow after mindfulness. Then number 3 is Hiri, shame of wrongdoing, shame of unwholesome dhammas. Number 4 is Uddhava, dread of wrongdoing or dread of unwholesome dhammas. These dread and shame and dread are two fundamental causes for purification of your virtue as well as for purification of your mind, Sila Visuddhi and Citta Visuddhi. Then another one, number 5 is Bahusuddha. There are two types of Bahusuddha, Pariyati Bahusuddha, learning knowledge, and Patipati Bahusuddha, Pativeda Bahusuddha, penetrating knowledge. What are the learning knowledge and penetrating knowledge? First, you must try to learn to understand the noble truth of suffering and the noble truth of the origin of suffering. These two noble truths. After learning these two noble truths, you must practice practically to understand by your direct knowledge these two noble truths. If you understand these two noble truths by learning knowledge, such type of Bahusuddha is called Pariyati Bahusuddha. If you try to understand these two noble truths by your direct knowledge, such type of understanding is called Pativeda Bahusuddha, penetrating knowledge. Then number 6 is Viriya, effort. You should have enough effort to remove or to destroy unwholesome dhammas and to fulfill wholesome dhammas. Such type of effort is necessary if you want to accept unwholesome dhammas. And if you don't want to fulfill wholesome dhammas, how you can attain rahasya? If you want to go back to your home, what? Are you accumulating wholesome dhamma or unwholesome dhamma? So, if you want to arahat, then you should not go back to your home, you should go to park. Then, another number 7 is Pinya, wisdom, faculty. The noble truth of suffering and the noble truth of the origin of suffering, these two noble truth dhammas are called sankhara, formations. You must contemplate these formations as anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you understand the impermanent nature, suffering nature, and non-self nature of these formations, such type of wisdom faculty is called wisdom in this case, vipassana insight. So that vipassana insight is called wisdom faculty. So altogether there are 7 noble dhammas. I will repeat again. Number 1, saddha, competence. Number 2, sati, mindfulness. Number 3, shame of wrongdoing or unwholesome dhammas. Number 4, dread of wrongdoing and unwholesome dhammas. Dread of unwholesome dhammas. Number 5, learning knowledge of noble truth of suffering and noble truth of the origin of suffering, as well as practical knowledge of these two noble truths. Number 6 is viriya, effort. To remove unwholesome dhammas and to fulfill wholesome dhammas. Number 7 is wisdom faculty, insight, knowledge. Altogether 7 noble dhammas. So you should note in these 7 noble dhammas, vipassana, insight, knowledge also include. Please remember. But in some cases, not only vipassana insight, but also but knowledge also include in this wisdom faculty. Then another four is Pajana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. These four jhana dhammas are also called charana dhamma. So altogether there are 15 charana dhammas. They translate charana as contact. Whether it is true or not, I don't know. Charana is better. So these charana dhammas are necessary for attaining rahaship for one. Then another is Vijja, wisdom. Among 8 Vijja, vipassana insight is very important for attaining rahaship. So in Vijja side there is also vipassana. In charana side there is also vipassana. What is the difference between these two? I will explain this with one example. In Samoha Vinodani commentary, Disabella of Delusion commentary, it is mentioned that charana is like food. If you have feet, then you can go anywhere. Is it true? Yes, in the same way, charana is like food. What is the meaning? The meaning is charana dhammas can produce to be reborn in existence, new existence. Vijja is like eye. If you have eye, then you can see anything which is visible objects. In the same way, wisdom faculty is like eye. It can penetrate ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, and their causes as anicca, dukkha, anatta. So wisdom faculty, vijja, is like eye, physical eye, like physical eye. So what is the meaning? If you accumulate these charana dhammas as well as vijja dhammas for realization of nibbana or for attaining rahaship, then this charana dhammas will send you to be reborn in one of existence. In that existence, you can meet with Buddhas, Dhammas, Sanghas, etc. When you meet this Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, after listening Dhamma talk, you can penetrate Four Noble Truths very quickly. So, charana dhamma sent to new existence. Vijja dhamma, because of vijja dhamma, you can penetrate Four Noble Truths very quickly. So they do both functions. So according to this explanation, you may understand vipassana is both sides, charana as well as vijja. What is the difference between charana vipassana and vijja vipassana? Charana vipassana knowledge can produce to be reborn in new existence. This is mentioned in Pattidāna. In Pattidāna Pali text, it is mentioned even Sankharupaka jnana also can produce new existence. How? While meditating, one day when you are inside become mature, you may attain Sankharupaka jnana stage, the knowledge of equanimity towards formations. At that time, you have a lot of piti, joy, or rapturous mind, and as well as you have very, very subtle attachment to your Sankharupaka jnana knowledge, the knowledge of equanimity towards formations. Such attachment is the supporting cause for Sankharupaka jnana to produce new existence. Because of this reason, if Sankharupaka jnana produce new existence, then it becomes charana. But in that new existence, while he is listening Dhamma, he can easily penetrate Four Noble Truths. So because of this reason, it also become Vijja, both sides. So how long you should fulfill this Charana Parami in Vijja Parami to attain Rahatship? Pōbheva edrehiva sankhara samasana vina patisambhidana matnati. In previous life also you had already contemplated these sankhara dhammas as anicca, dukkha, anatta. As well as in this very life also you had already contemplated these sankhara dhammas as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Both are necessary. So, how many lives in previous life, how many previous life you should accumulate this Charana Parami and Vijja Parami? There is one famous story you may already heard, Cittaja Paribhajaka. In the time of Buddha, he discussed with Buddha about five aggregates. Buddha explained him five aggregates are anicca, dukkha, and anatta. He argued five aggregates are atta. Why? At that time his parami is not yet mature. He cannot penetrate five aggregates are anatta. But when he is discussing with Buddha, slowly he understands five aggregates are anatta. This is his Charana seat as well as Vijja seat. Charana Parami as well as Vijja Parami. Because of this Parami, between 200 and 300 years after Pranibhana of our Buddha, in Sri Lanka he became a famous Arhat. So, maybe within 2 or 3 or 4 lives, to fulfill parami is necessary. But if you had already practiced vipassana in previous Buddha's dispensation, and if you had already contemplated these sankhara dhammas as anicca, dukkha, and anatta, it is very good. So this is necessary. How long we cannot say exactly, but Charana Parami and Vijja Parami is necessary. You must fulfill Charana Parami and Vijja Parami in previous life or in this very life both. At that time only you can attain Rahatship. Today let us stop here. Tomorrow we will continue another question answers. Sharing merit. Idame Bonya Asavakaya Waha Hodu Idame Bonya Nibbana Sa Pachayo Hodu Idame Bonya Sabha Sadhana Pajima Tisavi Mesama Punya Baga Labandu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. If you attain Rahatship, you are Rahat. Just try to eat the five elements completely without Amida. Because of this reason, your karmas, wholesome karmas and unwholesome karmas, no energy to produce this result. They cannot produce new existence, new aggregates after Pranibhana. So, if you attain a high stage, all wholesome karmas and unwholesome karmas also no power to produce new five aggregates or new existence after Pranibhana. So this is final cessation. if you want, you should try to distinguish mundane jhana and supramundane jhana. Mundane jhana cannot destroy defilements completely without remainder. Only just can remove temporarily only. But supramundane jhana can destroy the defilements completely without remainder. But to attain supramundane jhana, how we should practice? This is very important. In our beginning of Dhamma talk, we mentioned Aswakya Sutta. Again, I will try to repeat this Sutta again. Because I say that the extraction of the text is for those who sees and knows, not for one who does not know and does not see. Because I said that the destruction of the text is for one who knows and sees, not for one who does not know and does not see. For one who knows what, for one who sees what, that the destruction of the text comes about. The destruction of the text comes about for one who knows and sees. This is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, cittaja. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, cittaja. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha, cittaja. For one who knows and sees, this is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Because it is for one who knows thus, it is for one who sees thus, that the destruction of the taste or defilements comes about. So the destruction of defilements is for one who knows and sees Four Noble Truths in the right way. Without understanding Four Noble Truths, you cannot attain highest jhana or you cannot become arahat. If you cannot become arahat, then you cannot destroy defilements completely without remainder. If you cannot destroy the defilements completely without remainder, then your wholesome karmas and unwholesome karmas will produce new existence, new five aggregates after death. So there will be no final cessation. So please remember these facts carefully. Yes, if they practice jhana, based on jhana, if they practice to understand ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality, there is causal relationship between jhana and sadhu. Because jhana produces a strong powerful light. Because of this reason, with the assistance of that light, if they discern ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, they can easily understand or clearly understand ultimate materiality and mentality. If they discern dependent origination, they can clearly understand five past causes produce present five results or five aggregates, five clinging aggregates. Because of the rising of five past causes, present five aggregates rise. Because of the rising of five present causes, future five aggregates rise. In this way, they can clearly understand and easily understand. This is the causal relationship between dukkha cittaja Dhamma and samudaya cittaja Dhamma. Based on this jhana dhammas, in every sitting, if they contemplate these formations as anicca, dukkha, anatta, their wisdom faculty also becomes sharp because of the concentration. Samahito yatha buddha jhanati pasati. One who has enough concentration, the concentrated mind can understand the dhammas as they really are. So because of this reason, if they practice systematically in this way, when they are inside Vipassana become mature, one day they may realize Nibbana. Nibbana is Nirodha Citta, the complete cessation of suffering. Then path knowledge which realizes Nibbana associated with 8 noble eightfold path. Each noble eightfold path which are associated with path knowledge is called the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So, based on jhana, if they practice vipassana systematically, one day when they realize Nibbana, they understand 4 noble truths. If they understand 4 noble truths stage by stage, fine, path and fruition knowledges, then their path and fruition knowledge also may be associated with jhana dhammas. Previously we had talked, if they, when they are contemplating for jhana dhammas, at that time also they may realize Nibbana. Or when they are contemplating second jhana dhammas as nature, dukkha, anatta, at that time also they may realize Nibbana. When they are contemplating that jhana dhammas as nature, dukkha or anatta, at that time also they may realize Nibbana. When they are contemplating 4th jhana dhammas as nature, dukkha or anatta, at that time also they may realize Nibbana. This is the causal relationship with 4 stages, between jhana and 4 stages. But you should not understand jhana dhammas superficially. In 5 jhana there are 34 mental formations. In 2nd jhana there are 32 mental formations. In 3rd jhana and 4th jhana there are 31 mental formations. What are 34? What are 32? What are 31? Please practice practically. Do you want to listen? Question answers. Okay. Another question answers. Do you want to listen?
The second question is, what do the term dry arahant and wet arahant mean? Dry arahant. Wet.
Sukha, Vipassana and Samatha Jnana. There are 2 types of arahants. Sukha Vipassana means who do not practice jhana dhammas, but they practice up to excess concentration stage, not jhana stage. For example, if they want to practice vipassana directly, they should first practice 4 elements meditation. If you practice 4 elements meditation, if you see kalāpas, and if you can discern 4 elements in each kalāpa, this is the last stage of samatha as well as beginning stage of vipassana. So again they continue to discern derivative rūpa such as kala, odha, flavor, nutritive essence, etc. After discerning ultimate materiality, they again discern ultimate mentality. Then they discern dependent origination. Ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality are dukkha, citta, dhammas, the noble truth of suffering. Dependent origination is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, citta, dhamma. So they already understand 2 noble truths. These 2 noble truths are called sankhara formations because they have their own respective cause. Their cause produce these formations, so they are called sankhara formations. You must contemplate these formations as anicca, dukkha, anatta systematically according to vipassana inside knowledge stages. One day when your insight becomes mature, you may realize Nibbana. That Nibbana is called the cessation of suffering, noble truth of the cessation of suffering, Nirodha Citta. The path knowledge which realizes Nibbana is associated with noble eightfold path. These noble eightfold paths are called the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So they understand Four Noble Truths, stage by stage. Stage by stage means up to Arhat stage. So if they understand Four Noble Truths up to Arhat stage, such type of Arhats are called Sukha Vipassaka Arhats, drying Vipassaka, drying Vipassaka Arhats. Dry means there is no jhana dhammas. They practice pure vipassana only. So such type of arahats are called Sukha Vipassaka persons or Sukha Vipassaka arahats, dry vipassaka arahats. But the other arahats, they practice jhana dhammas. Based on jhana dhammas, they practice systematically vipassana up to arhat stage. So they are called Samathayanika Arahats, but they translate wet. There is the steadiness of jhana.
The third question is, do I have to go through different jhana before doing vipassana meditation? Can I go straight to vipassana without going through jhana stages? This answer. Sayadaw, you said that after we emerge from the jhana, after emerging from jhana, we have to discern Bhāvanā state and the 5 jhana factors. How do we know that what we see in our heart is Bhāvanā and the jhana factors? Do we naturally know when we see them? How do we know that what we see is Bhāvanā, what we see is Bhāvanā and the 5 jhana factors?
What is this? Please try to answer. What is this? This is finger. How do you know this is finger? Say. If you have the light of wisdom because of jhana, if you pay attention inside your interior of your heart, you can see these 5 jhana factors. How do you see? How we can see? How do you see this one? So please have enough comprehension to the Buddha's teaching. If you practice systematically according to Buddha's teaching, then you can see. Because there is one important subject called Anupada subject. That subject is taught because of Venerable Sariputta. Sariputta is not famous at the beginning stage of our Buddha's dispensation. But Venerable Mahamoggallana are very famous because he go to Deva world, come back. Which type of devas are such and such wholesome dhammas accumulated in previous life. So they became devas. Again he visit to hell. Such and such persons go to the hell because of such and such unwholesome dhammas which they had accumulated as a human being. In this way he tried to matter, so he became popular. But Venerable Sariputta is not like that. So Buddha is waiting for opportunity to preach this subject. One day he got opportunity because the listeners are the persons who had a lot of pious faith to the Venerable Sariputta. So at that time Buddha taught this subject. In that subject, Venerable Sariputta entered into Pattānumodanā. Emerging from Pattānumodanā, he contemplates 5 jhana dhammas one by one as anicca, dukkha, anatta. But if you cannot see anapada nimitta, patibhaga nimitta, and then if you cannot Desa, Bhāvanā. Then how you can understand jhana factors without seeing these two dhammas? Anabana Paribhaga Nimaita, Bhāvanā Maido.